Hey, how you doing? It's Dan McDonald. I'm the Life Regenerator here on YouTube. I really appreciate you a lot. I'm going through some emails here this morning, and I was just inspired to send out a little bit of information, knowledge to you. Maybe you'll be able to share this with your family and friends, but some more basic stuff. A couple of people this morning kind of had very similar information that I shared, and I thought I would share it. It was, for one woman, it was about her teeth, and another man, it was about his joints. And I was talking about the beauty of the green juices. Now, the teeth, for me, really, I think it has more to do with the minerals than it does to do with the essential fats, but there are a lot of fat-soluble vitamins that if you're too long on a low-fat diet, I think you can run into some troubles. I think a low-fat diet is good at certain times of the year, at different seasons in life. So for me, my teeth are really, really strong, and I haven't had any issues. Now, I've been watching my teeth for many years, so I'm very aware of how they feel, looking at my gums and looking at the quality of the enamel on my teeth. I don't have the best teeth in the world because of genetics and whatnot and upbringing, but I've noticed that I haven't had one single cavity or issue or any weakening. So they've actually strengthened since I began to consume more essential fats, but mostly with a focus, I believe, on the minerals. It was first Shilajit, which I think is a really good, it's a fulvic, humic, earth-based minerals, the Shilajit. And by the way, what I'll do is I'll do a video for the Insiders Club about the minerals that I take. I take a land-based mineral, I take a sea-based mineral, and I take a laboratory-based mineral that was suggested to me by Gabriel Cousens, and which kind of actually started this whole rabbit hole down into the minerals. So the teeth have gotten a lot stronger and a lot better, and I think because I've said it a million times, I'll say it a million more. I'm really researching this, like the number one area of research where I do maybe anywhere from 1 to 4 hours of research on minerals. It's hard to find, but what I'm finding is that the soil is depleted and that many of our health issues are coming from these mineral deficiencies, which are, minerals allow energy to be conducted into the cells so that each an individual cell structure, whether it's a gland or a detoxification organ, can function at its best. And when we don't have those minerals, we're not able to get the conductivity into the cells to produce the hormones, to produce the steroids, to produce the neurotransmitters which make you happy and keep your thyroid and your adrenals and your thymus and your pancreas functioning, as well as your heart with calcium and magnesium, functioning properly. And the one thing I like about mineral supplementation, especially the humic and the fulvic type minerals, is that you've got this a full synergy of every single mineral. And each mineral, micro mineral and macro mineral feeds off of each other. Okay, so that's why I'm going to encourage you to look into this yourself. I don't have any double-blind, peer-reviewed studies or anything like that, because that always comes 20 to 30 years behind the pioneers who are looking into this and finding out from clinicians and stuff about the people who are dedicated to getting results and helping people. So let's continue to try and help people, and we'll blaze a trail here, and we'll continue to look at the soil depletion getting worse and worse every year, and then in America we're getting worse and worse in our health. So for the young lady with the teeth, I was saying, drink more green juices. This goes for everybody. Like in the last few days, I've just doubled my green juice. I was doing 1 lemon ginger blast and 1 orange juice, or I'll do a coconut, celery, cucumber, cilantro, green juice, and an orange juice. So like a green juice and an orange juice, just 2 jars of juice, and then I'll have my moderate salad. And the reason why I don't need to eat that much is because that I think that all my nutritional requirements are met. Again, I have no double-blind studies to prove that. I just go by my own intuition. I'm an intuitive teacher healer type guy. So for you scientific minded people, I may not be your favorite educator in the world, but we need to continue to blaze ahead because I'm dedicated to my own health and yours as well, to the best of my ability and how I can serve in that way. So a few days ago I said, you know what, Dan, I'm going to try this out here. I'm going to just double up my juice intake. And I have to be honest with you, I feel a lot better, more energy, healthier, even though I'm kind of in a weird way forcing myself to drink them. It's not like, trust me, it's not unpleasant to drink an orange juice, you know, which, by the way, for the man with the issues with the joints, the inflammation and the arthritis and the joint pain, or anybody for that matter, I've been adding turmeric, lots of turmeric. I used to just maybe add like a little piece of turmeric once a month to a juice. Well, now I add turmeric, like a big old handful, like way more than you can believe, like that much turmeric juice in the bottom of a 32-ounce jar, and some ginger, and then I'll pour the orange juice in there. For those of you who are on the, for those of you who ordered a Detox Mastery, the DVD, I would suggest that for that tonic on the Detox Mastery, that you add the ginger and you add the turmeric. That takes it up to a whole nother level, because everybody knows that turmeric, all the different herbalists in the world, that turmeric is the #1 anti-inflammatory herb, and a lot of these health issues are coming from inflammation. So the man, you know, even your osteoporosis of the teeth, that's where your teeth are going wrong. Osteoporosis in the body for the people who are deficient in minerals, and your body is in an acidic state and it's robbing the bones of minerals so that the body can keep itself alive. So if we get the proper minerals through green juices and mineral supplementation, then what you'll do is you'll be able to negate all of those issues all at once for maybe $2 a day or something like that for mineral supplementation. And I will show you how I use the different ones and cycle them so that I'm just, all my needs are met. And that's why my appetite is so mellow, and that's why I stayed 160 pounds even, and I have a lot of energy and great health. Because, you know, I had, before I went on the mineral supplements and the essential fats, I had to eat, and I was starving, and that was 12 years of raw food. And then once I began to eat more essential fats and take these mineral supplements, I just think that I shored up a lot of the deficiencies that I was trying to make up with, which would always lead me back to cravings for cooked food and the need to eat and eat and eat. So one thing about mineral supplementation is I think in the long run, it's going to help obese people. It's going to help people with a lot of the chronic issues, because a lot of them are attributed to mineral deficiencies. Now, I know a lot of people might say, oh, bullcrap, you can get everything you need, because the medical doctor paradigm is that you can get everything you need from the food. Well, that may have been true before the Second World War. The food was a lot better back then. But it's gotten progressively worse and worse, and we're not doing anything to amend the soil to make sure those minerals are in there. Because the plants can create essential fats, the plants can create carbohydrates, the plants can produce fiber, they can produce antioxidants, they can produce chlorophyll, but they cannot produce their own minerals. Those minerals have to be in the soil, or they're not in the food, and if they're not in the food, they're not in your body. And if they're not in your body, then you're losing a certain amount of synergy, you know? Like, for example, there's a lot more calcium available in our foods than there is magnesium. So you can get into a real imbalance there, but you need calcium to contract the cells, and then you need magnesium to relax them. That's why when you take a bath in the magnesium salts, you get very well relaxed. So the green juices are still awesome, organic leafy greens, because I like the hydration factors and the bioavailability and the chlorophyll as well. So for both of those people that inspired me this morning to make this video, the young lady with the teeth, drink green juice and take the mineral supplements, and the same thing with the gentleman with the painful arthritis where he can't even sleep And I know what that's like because I was a bodybuilder and I've broken my shoulders and my knees and my nose, and I know what it's like to have broken bones and arthritis because I used to work out way too much, like 5 times a week, heavy, and then eat everything in sight, and I had a lot of issues. But with the yoga and the hydration and the raw foods over all these years, I've done amazing regeneration on these broken bones and the damage that was done to the cartilage by just, deadlifts and squats all day, just crushing myself, this little ectomorph gaining up to 200 pounds, and just it took me a lot of work and focus, and I caused a lot of damage. So now what I'm talking about here, also one other thing I wanted to mention, because I mentioned this to both of them in these different emails, was that the dulse. The dulse is my favorite. Kelp may even be better, but the kelp isn't as edible. So kelp and dulse are different. What I do is use a little bit of kelp as a shaker on top, or you can throw kelp in either your raw soups. Not as good in raw soups, better in cooked soups, but I'm not a real fan of the cooked in any way, shape, or form. But I know most of you probably still eating cooked food, so if you're gonna have a hot soup this winter, it isn't gonna hurt to throw in some kelp. And now I recommend taking it in raw form. But that's why the kelp is a little more difficult. You're gonna sprinkle that kelp on your salads, and it's just not as tasty. But the dulse, now that's tasty and delicious and chewy, but you can also soak the kelp or the dulse in orange juice, lime juice, lemon juice, soften it up. What I do is I just toss it in the salad, then I'll put the orange juice or the lemon or the lime over the top, and then I'll mix the salad up and let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes and let the dulse absorb some of the moisture from the lettuce and the cucumber and the tomato and the sprouts, and then the dulse will kind of get nice and soft and chewy. There's a couple of really good brands of dulse. Maybe what I'll do is, that's what I'll do for the Insiders Club video, which I'll make today or tomorrow. I'll make an Insiders Club video and I'll just share with you the 2 brands of dulse that I use. God, if I've even got some of that other stuff. Dr. Ali, if you're watching this, thanks for that load of dulse, dude. I love that stuff. It's definitely the most high quality from Iceland dulse. But I'll show you that in the video that I do for the Insiders Club about the mineral supplementation. So dulse, kelp is really good. Some of these mineral supplements that I'll be sharing, or just do your own research. There's some good ones out there. Concentrates, Vital Earth, and Mother Earth minerals, and there's a couple other things I want to share on the Insiders Club video about the Mother Earth minerals that I use for sleep, for insomnia, which interestingly enough, and I found this out from Gabriel Cousens, that there was a study done on people that had insomnia, and they took some mineral supplementations, and they were 100% of the people got results. I found that amazing, and I've had 100% results from taking these mineral supplements. And so I will be sharing that on the Insiders Club video. So I wanted to emphasize the green juice. I wanted to make this video as short as possible to inspire you and inform you on what's going on here, on how you can improve your health. So get on the juices. Juice. You can't drink too much juice, and there's nothing better than cucumbers and celery and carrots and beets, all of it. But I am really fond of the herbs like parsley, especially in these cases here with the teeth and the joints. Parsley, cilantro is one of my favorites. Bok choy is incredible. Kale is really good source of minerals, and as well as aminos. You can rebuild the cartilage. Don't let the doctors tell you you can't. Just because they can't do it doesn't mean that you can't do it with the proper raw food knowledge and get on these. It's like if I was in pain or having these issues with either my teeth or my joints, I am a green juice fanatic. I mean, I have green juice every single day. Today, I woke up this morning and I already intuitively knew today's a lemon ginger blast day. The last few days have actually been the celery, coconut, cucumber, cilantro drink. But today is a lemon ginger blast. I can feel it, and then I'll have the orange with turmeric, and then maybe, since I've been doubling up, flushing the system here, getting ready for another water fast, I will probably even do my the number 1 alkalinizing drink. The lemon ginger blast is for power, strength, hydration, detoxification. okay? And the green or the orange juice with the turmeric is not only anti-inflammatory but also dissolves a lot of mucus and has amazing antioxidant properties, and it'll keep everything, like the citric acids in the citrus fruits help to dissolve accumulations. And I know people have a lot of accumulations. I've worked with a lot of people, the people close to me, the people far from me, everyone has these accumulations. It takes a lot of years and knowledge to get to a point where you're eating only foods that don't leave a lot of residues behind. And that's why like things like fruits and green juices are my two favorite sources of food. And then what I'll do is I'll have like a salad, which is considered a medicinal. It's sort of, for me, the salad at night is sort of the celebration of life. And it's also a way for me to get the essential fats and the dulse. And last night I threw some walnuts in there that I got at the farmer's market that just fell off the trees. I don't like rancid fats, and I only eat 100% raw nuts. You've got to find your sources. But here's what I recommend. Now, for the girl with the teeth issues, I would recommend some soaked nuts and seeds in moderate quantities, particularly like pumpkin and sunflower mixed together creates a very synergistic and powerful, not only muscle building combination, but also furnishing the elements necessary for healthy teeth. And don't forget, dandelions are particularly beneficial for the teeth as well, to keep them strong. So that's why I throw the dandelions in my lemon ginger blast, probably 3 to 4 times a week at least. Now for the gentleman with the arthritis, it wouldn't hurt to do the celery. I've been wanting to make a juice recipe on this. I just haven't had time to make videos lately. I've been very busy. But here's a recipe for you. Celery, cucumber, cilantro, coconut, and pineapple. That's going to be really great for people with joint issues. Okay, that's going to help to dissolve some of there's a sediment buildup, and there's also a deconstruction of the cartilage, okay, that's going on because of the dehydration and the lack of minerals, and then an excess of output. Either athletes who die very young for the most part because they are also mineral deficient because they'll be doing like Gatorade after a hard workout. Now you just totally depleted yourself and sweat out all of your mineral soup out of your blood, and now you're hydrating with an acidic Gatorade or Powerade or all that junk. Instead, the smart athletes would go have a DTM style green juice, man, with cilantro and cucumber and celery. Now, for the gentleman with the arthritis problems, I want to mention celery juice, man. Like for people with acid reflux, and the reason why that is because celery juice furnishes the minerals that are necessary to produce powerful hydrochloric acid. A lot of times I feel like people have to live a certain type of diet, and they say, here's my diet and this is the only thing that works, and any idiot that eats protein or fats is an idiot. But what I'm thinking in that case is, again, more mineral deficiency issues and the inability to break down proteins and fats because the hydrochloric acid is so weak, because you need that sodium chloride to build that hydrochloric acid in your stomach. So the stomach is very acidic. Well, then the duodenum, which is the small intestine, that becomes very alkaline. So you've got a unique system going here from your mouth to your anus. And natural foods, raw foods, unaltered by heat, is the best way to keep that system functioning optimally. That's why I recommend lots of raw foods, all raw foods if you can get there. It took me a long time, and I understand. But here's what's another little interesting thing. I've been really thinking about this last few years. I've been thinking about this for 13 years. But I'm thinking to myself, every living organism on planet Earth is 100% raw, except for the humans and the human beings' domesticated counterparts. Every tree, 100% raw. Every monkey, 100% raw, except for zoos and domesticated animals. Every living organism, as far as I could tell, like, do giraffes cook their food? maybe they did. I don't know, maybe the dinosaurs were sitting around with a frying pan, but I don't think so. So that fact won't leave me alone. It's like haunting me lately. I'm just like, because I'm trying to justify cooked foods, not to myself, because I worked way too hard and way too long to get to 100% raw to figure it out. I had to figure a lot of things out and do a lot of research and a lot of experimentation. There's no way in heck I'm going to go backwards, at least until I'm an old codger, and then maybe I'll do something else. But right now, I want to know, personally, like my mission is like, how can you become, totally raw and totally healthy? Now, I hate the box of the vegan thing, and I'm not really a vegan because I use honey a couple times a year, and I enjoy bee pollen, but I don't even like the boxes. So none of that really matters, but basically more so along the lines, and not even vegetarian, not boxes, but how can we remain healthy without, getting into a place where we're creating too much of that suffering, because I don't really believe in consuming the flesh of animals, but mostly for my own self, my own health. Like I got into this for my own health, to heal and regenerate myself. And so the side benefit of that is that I haven't eaten any animals in 13 years. I haven't had to, but I also listen to the people who are advocating the animal products, and I'm listening to their knowledge, and it makes a lot of sense, especially for like developing fetuses and stuff like that, to make sure you're getting enough of the essential fats. Well, they want you to eat salmon and eggs. Well, I would rather find another vegan, vegetarian type style way of being able to do that. And I've found flax and hemp and coconut to be particularly beneficial in that sense. So if I were going to have kids and I didn't want them to be like deficient and have a lot of deformities and abnormalities, which we're seeing more and more and more, it is getting way out of hand here. We got to do something quick. So I'm just saying, like, I would make sure that my wife, we may end up having kids, me and Sophia. It's something that she thinks about quite often, but I'm more like, hey, we got to get both ourselves cleaned up. Well, Dan, you've been raw for 13 years, dude. Well, I haven't got to the place where I've activated every gland in my being. What I would like to do is activate every single gland and get it functioning perfectly and optimally before I have a child, because if I have a child, I want it to be a superhuman child baby, and otherwise I don't even really want to do it. So the woman would have to be a superhuman with every gland activated and all the tissues flushed, cleansed, healed, energized, and heart chakra healed from anger, fear, and pain, because you don't want to pass that on to your children. This is the other issues as well with the depletion of the minerals, which are causing these two particular health issues that I broke up this morning with the teeth and the joints, is that you're going to want to make sure you're not living in a state of fear or stress, which of course stress is really sort of a spoke on the wheel of fear. Oh my God, I'm not going to pay my bills. Oh my God, my boss is pissed off. Oh my God, what do they think of me now? Oh God, I got to go to my house. Families for the holidays. God, I'm going to eat everything inside. I know it. I have no self-control. I'm going to eat pie and drink wine and a bunch of chicken and turkey and chocolates and junk food. You get all nervous, and then that depletes you. And then as you start eating that stuff, you eat more and more and more of it because you're not getting what you want. And then the cells want to call out for that the next day. The cells call out for what you feed them. So if you eat a lot of fruit, the next day your cells are going to call out for fruit. If you eat a lot of salt, they're going to call out for salt. If you eat a lot of fat, they're going to call out for fat. If you eat a lot of spices, they're going to call out for spices. If you eat a lot of chocolate, they're going to call out for chocolate. So what you do is you consciously make the choice, I'm going to drink green juice. And then guess what? Then the next day, or after you've done that for several days, number one, not only do you want to quit smoking and drinking and eating junk food if you drink more green juice, but your cells are going to start calling out for that. So you have to make a conscious decision. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up and have a green juice. Then you wake up in the morning and you know intuitively, oh man, my body's definitely all about a lemon ginger blast. Like I can tell right now. Sometimes I can't tell. Like, I'll be up in the kitchen. It's time for my, I only drink water up until noon. Then I have my first green juice anywhere between 11 and 2, my first juice, you know. Then I'll have my second one around 3 or 4, and then I'll eat dinner around 6, 7. If it's a late night, it'll be 8. I never try to eat past 8 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? Depending upon the day. But I'll have juice number 1, juice number 2, and then I'll have my evening meal. Well, now I'm really slamming the juices today, so I may even start a little earlier than I normally do. So just wanted to see this experiment. What happens if I double up the greens? Well, so far, the experiment has been really, really powerful, and it's made me feel a lot better. Just way more energy, way more power, way more mental clarity, and way more softness in my body, noticeable during the yoga. I'm really sorry that it takes me like half an hour to tell you to drink more green juice and to look into, you know, you don't have to trust me. I think that, now I know that Dr. Cesar, Robert, who is a friend of mine, he's been talking about the minerals for years. Gabriel Cousins been talking about the minerals for years. Lou talks about the minerals. Robert Morse talks about the minerals. I think we need to really open up a dialogue and just start getting this into our consciousness, because from the information that I've found, the soils really, really suck. And I don't know if we're taking this seriously enough. Especially in my case, I just feel so good. And the thing is I don't have any cravings anymore. My mind isn't like food, you know, where I used to be like that. Now I can go all day without eating anything. I could, if I wanted, live off the one small meal at night. And as I mature into master status, if you want to be a master, then you got to do what a master does, right? And the masters eat only once a day. But as I evolve into master status, I will get myself down to it, because I know that longevity comes from what is really afraid of everyone, calorie restriction, you know. But you know what? That's okay. That might be your fear, but I'm looking at the data. I am looking at the science here, as far as, you know, who's living the longest. And you know what? We find out that the people that are living the longest and the longevity, they're not practicing what is called calorie restriction. That's not the best word. It's more like moderation in eating and activity. I know you athletes love it, but I believe in fitness, but more so having just fun. But I'm talking about moderation in the consumption of food, and that's another thing about the diseases. If you're eating more than you can digest, absorb, utilize, and eliminate, you're going to get backed up with acid waste. You're going to get backed up with metabolic waste. And your gallbladder is going to clog up. Your pancreas is going to slow down, especially with the cooked food, which is just depleting. And everyone talks about this, but nobody wants to go, you're too extreme, raw foods, my clients can't do it. Well, that's okay. I want you to just know that there's a wingnut, crazy, extreme guy who is 100% raw, does believe in that, and the healthiest, strongest, most creative, radiant people that I've known personally in my life are the ones that are 100% raw, that have that glow, that have that flow, that have that synergy, that have that conductivity, that have that illumination. Because the depletion of the metabolic enzymes, which are precursors to all the functions in the body. So when we eat too much cooked food, we're using a lot of the enzyme load, the vitality, the vital force of the organism to digest and utilize what it can and move that stuff through there. But the fiber's destroyed in the heating process, then the peristalsis isn't quite as effective, and you're also leaving behind more residues in the GI tract and in the GI tract wall, and then the villi are laid up against the wall from too many grains or too many dairy products, and then the absorption is inhibited. That's another reason to get on the green juices, no matter what level of the game you're at. When I'm like an illuminated spiritual master, I'm still going to be drinking my green juices for the antioxidizing effects and the blood purification effects and the chlorophyll effects. So I know, like I said, it took me 30 minutes to tell you to drink more green juice, but hey, I love you. I love health. I love this message. Thank you so much for giving this video a thumbs up. I appreciate you very, very much. I will see you on the Insiders Club to talk about the minerals a little bit more and the stuff that I'm using. Maybe I'll even make some fun out of it and pull some of the other supplements that I use for myself to stay healthy and balanced, alfalfa powder, green powders, etc. Things like that. But thank you so much for sending me your questions so that I can get inspired. I'm trying to keep up with these things. It's absolutely impossible. But anyways, I will talk to you soon. Peace be with you. Fruits, vegetables, and love. And man, I'm telling you, the juices, the green juices, man, for medicine for mankind. Out.